everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of 3 Zendikar Rising draft. Our rare is Maddening Cacophony. It's a strong card. You could go for the mill plan. I mean, Rogue Mill, it's a good card for rogues. Otherwise, Colony Ambush, probably a safer pick. Much more archetypes that it goes into. If this format wasn't so difficult to draft, I would probably just take the Maddening Cacophony and hope that it panned out. But there's a lot more decks that Colony Ambush goes into. It's also a spell land, which is quite good. There's Relic Vial in here, which is good for the Cleric decks. Mossbit Skeleton, good for the counter decks. But it's probably wisest to just play it safe. Take a solid first pick that works in any green deck and is also a spell land, and be happy enough about that. Alright, follow-up pick. Well, in green we have Jiraga Visionary, which is an okay follow-up pick. Strongest card is the Black Bloom Rogue, which would be a good follow-up pick to the Maddening Cacophony. And a Shadow Stinger in here too. Strongest card is probably the Black Bloom Rogue anyway. Regardless of whether you are in rogues or not. We could just stick with green and take the Visionary. It feels pretty early to take the Visionary, but quite a few commenters have said I've been rating this card too low. I seem to cut it a lot because I often end up with too many 4-drops. I'm okay following up with a Black Bloom Rogue. I don't love it. There's an Into the Royal in here too. I'm okay taking a spell land. I mean, this one is quite good. Doubles as a 5/3 menace. 5/3 menace and a spell land, quite good. Well, Swarm Shambler wants to be in the Golgravy counters deck. Otherwise, there's a Canopy Baloth and a Kazandu Stomper. I like that this card grows, though. That is quite good. There's a Royal Eruption and a Vanquish the Weak in here as well. Could take the Vanquish. It's removal. I mean, this is certainly good. If you end up in Golgravy counters, you're pretty happy to have this. And it's a rare. It's not the most exciting pick. It's also a Royal Eruption in here. Good for Gruul. You know, it might make things... Well, I'm okay with the Shambler here. I think the Shambler's fine there. So now we have the choice of Roiling Regrowth, Ghastly Gloom Hunter. I think Regrowth is quite good, and I'm certainly going to be happy to have it if I'm playing 3 or more colors, or any sort of landfall deck. It's also a Palaka Predation. Like I said, the Gloom Hunter, probably a good pick with alongside the Swarm Shambler. Core Celebrant in here, but no, I'm fine taking Roiling Regrowth. There's quite a few decks that want that as well. Well, Springmantle Cleric would be good for either a 3-color deck or a 2-color Golgravy counters deck. And I'm probably more excited about that than the Constrictor, although I like the Constrictor for the counters deck. We might not end up black, though. I'm not sure yet. For now, let's just cut green, take the Cleric, be okay about it. There's nothing exceptional in this pack. Maybe Diviner is the strongest, but I'll take the Cleric for now. Alright, Florahedron's a great 6th pick. It's a spell land and a pretty valuable one since it lets you get to your 4 and 5 drops faster. Some late blue in here, which might mean possibly Kicker. Simic Kicker might be the direction we want to go. Well, Brushfire Elemental is very, very strong. And we have a great setup so far for a landfall deck with the Roiling Regrowth. Otherwise, there's a Jiraga Visionary in here. Some late red. And we might even wield that other Cleansing Wildfire. You often get it last pick. This card is really good. We're not giving up much for it. I guess we're giving up another Jiraga Visionary, but I'll take the Brushfire Elemental. This card's really strong. So a lot of white in here. This is what I'm talking about with this format. Very, very challenging. You'll have a pack that's got like 5 blue cards, then you'll have the next pack that'll have like 5 white cards. It really doesn't make a ton of sense to me. It's just something that happens in this format. I don't understand why exactly it happens, but often it's like 4 of one color, 4 of another color, 3 of one other color. And it's hard to find your place. Here we'll just take the strongest card, which is the Sejiri Shelter by a long shot. So we got the Moss Pit Skeleton 9th pick, which is a pretty good sign. We're for sure in green, and we have some good tools to make this Moss Pit Skeleton good now, so I'm kind of okay just, yeah, taking a 9th pick Moss Pit Skeleton, maybe going Golgravy counters. Here's what I'm talking about. So now there's a ton of white. Blade Master is more for a Warriors build. This would be more if we had class. I guess we can take the Ox. Stomper, I think we cut green. It's a playable card in general, good with landfall, and there's not much else here we want. I mean, look at this. This is so weird. All 4 of these cards are playable, and we've got 4 colors in the last 4 pick. All 4 of them are playable. Like, what direction do you want me to go? I'm going to take the Adventure Awaits to cut green, because once again, we are for sure in green. Possibly in white. Possibly in red, too. Alright. So, we didn't get any of the Cleansing Wildfires back. So, might take a black card here. None of them are +1/+1 counter cards. Maybe we just take the Visionary then. Some blue cards in here. Expert is okay. This isn't the right deck for it. Visionary is a 4-mana 3/2 body and it draws as a card. I think that's probably pretty good. I'm hoping getting the 9th pick Skeleton is a sign we can make Golgravy counters work, but for now let's just continue to cut green until we see a good opening of what we want to do. Well, we can take the Vastwood Surge here. It's a strong green card. Otherwise, there's Blood Beckoning. How many creatures do we have? 10, but it's kind of misleading because we have 3 creatures that are in other colors. But definitely okay with taking a Vastwood Surge here. Still sticks with the Golgravy counters plan. We probably wheel a Dauntless Survivor. Baloth's a good beater. We have some ramp cards to make it better. Otherwise, there's Demon's Disciple, which is okay too if we're spitting out 1/1 green insects. But Baloth probably finishes games better. And like I said, we have some good ramp for it already, which I kind of like. Take the Baloth for now. I think continuing to cut green is just going to work well for us. All right, Gnarlid Colony, good in Golgravy counters. There's also the Gloom Hunter, but I don't see any reason to not take the Gnarlid Colony here. I like it quite a bit because we're for sure green. Still not 100% on our second color yet. Another Tangled Florahedron, huh? Well, there's another Dauntless Survivor, but we have enough 4-drops and 5-drops plus where Florahedron I think is going to be really good. Another Moss Pit Skeleton. All right, well, at this point we probably have enough incentive to just go for the counters deck and be pretty happy with what we've already got. So, all right. Visionary number 2, or we can take the Constrictor at this point. We have the Shambler, we have Gnarlid Colony, we have Skeletons, Springmantle Cleric. Yeah, I'm okay taking Constrictor now, I suppose. I mean, with 2 Moss Pit Skeletons, we definitely are going to be Golgravy counters. All right, I'll take another Visionary now over the Ascetic. Just getting beaters that draw cards. I'm okay with that. No problemo. So we can take a random Dreadworm. It's just a 5-drop beater. There's also Oblivion's Hunger, which I guess can protect our stuff. We have enough creatures, I guess. All right, maybe we'll take a Hunger. We have a whole nother pack to find 2 creatures. All right, we got that Dauntless Survivor back. That's good news. I mean, it just synergizes super well with Moss Pit Skeleton and Constrictor. And even Gnarlid Colony, so. And Swarm Shambler. Yeah, I think we have enough reason to take the Survivor. We'll take the weakest card here, which is probably Tormenting Voice. We'll let them have at the green or red and white cards. We'll take the weakest card here, which is probably actually the Mesa Lynx. I want to keep this trend alive of letting Gruul landfall players have at what they need. All right, second to last pick, super playable card in our deck. That's good news. We already have 15 creatures. So ideally we can prioritize removal a little more highly, but we'll see if we get that luxury. Remains to be determined. All right, last pick, green card. Good news for us. We have plenty of we have plenty of spells that are spell lands, I mean, so makes the card kind of good. So we can first pick a survivor. I think we're going to wheel it, but there might not be anything else we care about here. Otherwise, we're first picking a sideboard card, which I think we also wheel. I guess there's a Reclaim the Waste. We don't need it. Maybe I'll just take the survivor and we wheel a Broken Wings or a Mind Drain, because I just, even though we're going to wheel the Dauntless Survivor, I guess we may be just as likely, if not more likely, to wheel the Broken Wings. So might as well just take a survivor and get them both and get a good sideboard card eventually. We can take a second Stomper here. I'm kind of okay with that. We have a lot of ramp now. I don't think we're going to need this. And we're likely not going to need... Probably don't even need the Zendikar. So I can play the Stomper. And... I mean, we have 2 Florahedrons, a Roiling Regrowth, and a Basswood Surge to get to it. We could take another Roiling Regrowth. We're kind of light on removal currently, which makes me want to take the Feed the Swarm, but there's also Subtle Strike, which has better synergy with our +1/+1 counter cards. Like, Subtle Strike can bring a Mossbit Skeleton back from the graveyard to the top of your library, which is pretty good. Feed the Swarm deals with more things, but Subtle Strike might be more synergistic for the deck. I think I'm going to take this over that. You can't always afford to lose the life. I mean, Feed the Swarm also deals with more things, which is good. Here I'm going to take Vanquish. We have enough creatures. Otherwise, I'd take a Baloth, which is also great for us, but might as well get a little removal. Another Surge or a Rabid Bite. Well, Surge, I mean, keep in mind, Surge gives counters, which is really good. Plus, with all the ramp we have, we probably can get to 8 mana. But maybe I just want another Rabid Bite, just so this deck has enough removal. Or take a Rabid Bite, rather, since we don't have one yet. Another Surge couldn't hurt. But I think I'm actually going to take Rabid Bite. Just diversify, get some cheap removal. Wow. Roiling Regrowth number 2, or another Subtle Strike. Options are looking good. Blightblade is obviously good at the Rabid Bite, but we're really... I guess we take a second Regrowth. Could take another Subtle Strike. Subtle Strike can be quite good. We might have enough ramp already. I'm just going to take another Subtle Strike. I don't know if that's right. Take the... Probably just play all of the Dauntless Survivors. There's also a Scion of the Swarm in here. I don't know if we have any life gain. I don't think we do. Not sure it matters. Take an Ascetic. I don't think we're likely to play it. So our Mossbit Skeletons are just absolutely bonkers in this deck. So we did get the Broken Wings back. We don't need to Reclaim the Waste. We'll take the sideboard card. We don't need any of this. I'll just take a random uncommon. Get a Blightblade. I don't even know if we have space for it. We've got so many other good things going on here. Got the Baloth back. I mean, that is going to make the deck, so that's pretty crazy. Just a lot of goodies in here. Second to last pick Basswood Surge. Wow. That's crazy. I don't even know what to do with myself with this deck. Yeah. I mean, technically we could run one off color land for all, because we have all the ramp. Makes the Cleric better, but We don't need to do that, probably. Can take a look at spell lands we have. With all this ramp, I really don't think that we need to run more than 17 lands. So currently we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We could probably make one cut and call it a deck. Maybe even just the Oblivion's Hunger. I guess we have 19 creatures, though. I mean, it couldn't hurt to play... I guess 3 of them are lands, though. So really it's like... That's true. We could cut the Hunger. It's probably the weakest card in the deck. It's not bad. It's just we don't need it. So this is 17 lands with 2 of them being Tangled Florahedrons. Then we have the Roiling Regrowth and the Basswood Surges. Kind of okay with this. Don't need much black. Can probably get away with maybe 6 black. 6 swamps, or rather. And then 10 green. That's probably pretty good. 10 green, 7 black. Still lets us land our... We really don't care if we play a turn 2 Moss-Pit Skeleton. I think that does a lot. This is a good deck, obviously. This deck is really good. So we'll see what we can do with it. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, we're here in game 1. We're on the draw. No black mana, but I think we're going to keep this because we have 2 lands. I can play the Colony Ambush in a pinch if I have to. I suppose I do. Well, it's like 2 can play at this missing a land drop game, huh? They'd rather play the 1/3, huh? It's actually pretty interesting. So I guess we'll discard a... I guess it's Skeleton. Because we can get it back at some point. Alright. Alright, so we'll cast Roiling Regrowth. Get a couple black mana. So, play this, play the Visionary to trade. So, guess we can do Dauntless Survivor plus Vanquish. Not quite sure what we're gonna do against that Falconer right now, though. Alright, we'll go to the next game here. So we have Broken Wings. I guess we can take out a Falconer with that. Kind of like party aggro, nothing special. Probably drop a Stomper for some Ascetic to gain some life. Can do the Broken Wings for Falconer. I don't love it. How else do I kill a Falconer? Can't Vanquish it. Can Kelney ambush it. Can Rabid bite it. It's not a ton of removal for it, but I think it's enough. And I don't really want to bring in the Broken Wings. Could do the... No, Snarecaster doesn't. Zendikar, I guess, actually blocks it, huh? Okay. Bring in a Zendikar maybe for a... Another Stomper? Sure. Slightly lowers the curve. So we'll play first. I guess we can keep this. We have the Roiling Regrowth. Alright, Seafloor Stalker. Get a couple black mana. Skeleton to Skeleton's pretty good. we have a way to sacrifice that I can think of. Alright. Get that back. So I think we go, this is a little weird, but I think we go Zendikar on this. And then I actually Dauntless Survivor the Zendikar and get back the Mospit Skeleton. And let's see, if I play the Black Bloom Rogue, I still would not have enough. We probably don't need to play the Black Bloom Rogue as a land, I mean. We'll just block that. I don't really need this Survivor anymore. Did its job. If I rip a land now, I can go Constrictor plus Black Bloom Rogue. That's pretty good. Oh, that's good too. So let's do the Constrictor. Let's Rabid Bite, and I guess we can eat the the Stalker probably. They've got recharge in the graveyard, alright. So I think we just smash. If the Mospit Skeleton dies for some reason, I can get it back. They only have 4 mana untapped. So, okay. That makes more sense. I think we do this Survivor. Well, this already has Menace. So yeah, it actually makes more sense to do counter here. Because now they both have Menace, and I have 3 Menace creatures at this point. Which is pretty good. Any 2 of them are lethal, yeah. Well, that worked out well. Did they show us any more flyers? Yeah, they did. They have Windrobber, Skydiver, and they have Bubble Snare, so that is certainly enough to bring in the Broken Wings now. Dauntless Unity is a weird one. I don't see that pop up too often, but they have a reasonable deck for it. They kind of just have a weird little party plan going. What do we cut? Subtle Strike actually seems really good against them now. We see Windrobber and Skydiver. So that's really good. Blightblade does eat up damage on the ground. I may want it, although it doesn't do anything against the Stalker. I don't need the Cleric. I mean, we're cutting more of our top end. Maybe I don't need so much ramp because that's actually true. Like, we don't really need the surges now. If they're going to aggro us down, I don't see why I need Vastwood Surge. Do I need the Blightblade or do I want the Blightblade? We probably don't need it. It's not bad, it's just we probably don't need it. Alright, I'm okay with this. We can keep this. I think we play the ambush first because I want to play that. Oh, well, now I don't have to. That's nice. So we're going to do the Florahedron here, especially since it lets us curve out pretty nicely. Oh well, guess we're changing the plans here. Alright, so we can go ambush, Florahedron. I suppose we don't need to offer the trade there. Actually, wouldn't be the worst trade in the world, but looks like they kind of want to trade too, huh? So we have 4 lands. We can do the Vastwood Surge, but can also do the Baloth. If I do Vastwood Surge now, because I'm not playing a land, it lets us... I mean, you kind of want to do it after the Baloth, I guess. Let's say I do Vastwood Surge. It opens me up for 7 lands potentially next turn, which would mean I could go Regrowth plus. It probably makes more sense to just do the Surge now. Like, they clearly have something. I don't know what yet, but with 7 potential lands, I feel like it makes more sense to just go like 4-drop plus Regrowth. Figure that out. They probably have the Falconer now, I'm guessing. They do. Makes this a little more challenging. I can drop the Ascetic plus pump the Shambler. Kind of okay with that. Alright. So they have Rogue and Wizard currently. They didn't play a white mana, so we don't have to worry about practice tactics. I guess that's good. Take our medicine here. Activate this. So we have our 7 lands now, which is pretty good, actually. I think think that means we'll go Visionary first. I mean, it's tough because I want to do the Baloth too. But Baloth probably beats harder with the Roiling Regrowth. So for now, we'll just do Survivor. Ascetic. That at least rewards us for... I'm willing to trade my Florahedron. This is half their life too, which is good. And then we follow up with Baloth, and potentially with the regrowth that's and a land, it's like 10 damage by itself. Like this thing is alone lethal with a regrowth and a land, so they're gonna have to deal with our stuff, which is good. And they don't quite have us on a 2-turn clock. Although if they have the Dauntless Insight, it's not what it's called. Whatever it's called, the +2/+1 spell. If they have that, we're in some trouble. They still technically don't have lethal this turn, but Dauntless Unity. I don't think they can kick Dauntless Unity, and they'd still, I guess they'd still have like Glacial Grasp up and unkicked into the Royal. So they still have plenty of tools at their disposal here. Well, we get our token from that. I'm okay with that. Alright, so first things first, do the Visionary. Well, they're going to have us dead to Dauntless Unity. Or a pump spell or anything like that, but we're still just going to play a skeleton. I have a feeling they have the Unity. Kindy Stampede. Alright, we'll see you for round 2. Alright, round 2, we'll play first. Have to mulligan, only a 1-lander. Oh, that was a 2-lander. Whoops. I missed that. My bad. Here we'll get rid of a Vastwood Surge, I think. Probably don't need 2 of them. Yeah, I guess we can attack. Interesting. It's a strong card. So we attack for 4. Bastard Surge. And then we're at least like a land away from a kicked one now. So maybe we can start playing some creatures. So we'll play Dauntless Survivor. And pass. I guess we'll neg that and buff this. Oh. Alright. Guess we'll play this. I'd rather have the rogue get buffed from the surge, so I'm going to wait for a regular land, I think. Alright, so we'll go Visionary. We'll go land, rogue. So we've got 5 there. Probably can double block here and not lose both of our guys, I guess. Alright, so we'll go to game 2. We'll bring in the well, we're definitely bringing in Broken Wings. It's got good targets. We've got some spot removal. Do we want more creatures? Am I playing Beatdown? Because their long game probably looks better with the Felidar Retreat. I mean, other than the Felidar Retreat, our long game looks pretty good. Kind of okay just cutting like a Survivor. Is Subtle Strike not very good against him, though? I mean, it was okay that game. Yeah, it's probably still fine. Alright. Alright, we'll play first. That's a keep. Probably doing the regrowth first. Unless we rip a land, and then I'll wait. But since we didn't get a land, now we're definitely doing the roiling regrowth. Alright, so we can go skeleton here. We'll play this now. 6. Alright, so if you just go Rabbit Bite. And another Bailoff. Pass. 2 subtle strikes would have actually put them at lethal damage with the Moss Pit skeleton. So I don't know if that's better or not, I guess. Stomper, I guess I'm not too worried about. What did they get back? Fortification and a Florahedron. Well, that's something, I guess. So we can do Vastwood Surge. Because we're still... And we have Subtle Strike. Alright. Double landfall. So they must want their Stomper for like a Rabbit Bite or something is my guess. So I guess we just leave the Subtle Strikes up. So I think we play this. Let's see. So, yeah, if they double block, this is fine. I mean, at least kill this. And if they Thundering Rebuke, I guess I have another Subtle Strike, so that's good. Oh, they could have attacked with the thing, but they didn't. Vastwood Surge here is pretty good, but we probably want multiple bodies for that. If I attack now and they double block, I can at least get a 2-for-1 on them, but kind of probably... I almost need to just do a Vastwood Surge regular and follow up with a Cleric. I think we... But then they just block with a Florahedron. 5. Not sure what I like the most. I suppose we need to preserve as much as we have on the board, I think. So this just gets him a chump block, which isn't great, but I feel like not attacking 2 is just going to make their stuff better in the long run, so it's tough. Like, I need them to have less bodies on the board, too. I guess I'm deck thinning, so at least I have more opportunities to draw stuff. Well, Constrictor's pretty sweet. I mean, we have to get bodies off the board here, so... Well, that's pretty cool. So, I think we can really walk out of this nicely. Yeah. Basically, they have... I see the problem. I guess I'd rather have my Baloth survive, so... we can weaken this and buff the Baloth. And we get rid of 3 other guys and keep my Baloth. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And it's out of Thundering Rebuke range. I guess that's nice too. It's like Rabbit Bite. Okay. It's an interesting choice to choose that one. So, Mossbit Skeleton here. Yeah. They're gaining life from the Celebrant, but... we also have, I think, 3 Dauntless Survivors in here somewhere. Stomper's good one. We can even get our stuff back, I guess, if I want. Get in for 5 for now. Maybe they take it. I don't even know. Kind of okay with that too. All right. So we'll do the Stomper. And I guess we can bring back a couple things. Put a bunch of bodies out there. Well, Stomper number 2 is pretty sweet too. Sure. So, yeah, that'll, I think, probably do it. Sweet. Beating a turn 4 Felidar retreat is probably about as satisfying as it could possibly get. I wish we had more Broken Wings, because Broken Wings would just be really good for us here, but I guess we're sticking to the same plan. Ramp didn't look as good there. Like, I'm thinking about maybe cutting a Surge and bringing in more aggressive stuff like a Nissa Zendikar. Just because if we can't find the Broken Wings for the Felidar retreat, we probably need to hopefully aggro in there. So let's try that. I mean, Survivor, I guess, would maybe be a little more aggro, but this is Zendikar deals pretty good damage, I think. That's a keep. Might wait on the Gnarlid Colony, I'm not sure. Until I can kick it. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Maybe if we find some spells in the interim. It's tough because the opponent's got a great quick plan. Like that Felidar retreat just will most certainly win the game. Although I guess it didn't in game 2. Well, that's a good draw. Guess we can play the Shambler. Alright, great. So could do the Surge. It's pretty good. It lets us get the Stomper online. It's probably worth it. Otherwise, I play the Visionary. If I do the Visionary, Visionary might actually be better than Surge here. It puts another body on the board, draws me a card. Next turn I go Colony. Turn after that I go Stomper. Like, it's good. It's good progression. Especially if they're not playing anything, which is odd. I don't know what they could have in their hands here. Stomper, maybe? I mean, at this point, I just attack into a Stomper. Play my own. Alright, opponent is still not really doing that much, so we'll just get in there. Alright. Opponent kind of just went through a bunch of timeouts, and then we won it. Alright, we'll see you for the finals. Alright. Round 3 we'll play first. Good keep. I suppose we don't even have to play the rogue right away if we rip lands. I think we'll just kill this, pump this, and bash for 3. So Visionary is good. I think we'll just do the ambush. Bash for 3. We have 2 Stompers in here too, which is nice. And then we'll just Roiling Regrowth to get, you know, 2 more lands, I suppose. Well, getting close to kicked Vastwood Surge, which is nice. Survivor, of course, nice as well. We'll start off with the Visionary. Play the land, play the Survivor, and I guess we'll pump a Visionary. So now we're a land away from kicked Surge. Spring Mantle Cleric is quite good too. So we'll play the Cleric. So Florahedron is a land, but not quite what I'm looking for right now. So just hit for 5 again. And play the Florahedron. Pass. And that way, if we do draw land, we can pump team and get in with everything. If we don't draw land, we still have pretty good board. Get back, field research, okay. So we got the land, which is good, so we can do this. Get our lands. 13, smash. So subtle strike's pretty important here. Yeah, because we want to get rid of the blocker, so I guess we'll kill this and pump this. Can even get a Mossbit Skeleton back, that's good. They can block, block. Take one. We'll play Skeleton. So I'm gonna have to double chump. I guess Skeleton's not good enough then. Alright, so we'll go to game 2. So what are our answers for Phylath? I mean, I guess we could do it to Drew Blightblade, Colony Ambush, or Rabbit Bite. It's not bad. We have a lot of X1s, so our subtle strikes are actually good. Probably once again wiser to just go on a beatdown plan because their late game's just going to be better with Phylath, I think. So we cut a Surge. I don't think we need the Broken Wings. Yeah, the question is, do I want to do a Blightblade? Maybe. Probably need as many outs to Phylath as we can get. And then, do I want to run like a Zendikar? No, I think we go more on the aggro plan, so we'll try this. Oh, I'm playing against Travis Sowers again. I didn't even realize that. It takes me forever to realize I'm playing against Travis. That's funny. I guess we'll keep this. Well, guess we get in there. Not how I want to use it, but I don't have anything else going on this turn, so I suppose so. Do the Surge, but I think I'm actually going to play the Visionary. kind of like trading a 1-for-1, I guess. I guess we'll get our black mana. I suppose we can probably play that too. I don't think that we can beat Phylath here. Let's see. I guess I go Blightblade. Can leave up 2 subtle strikes. And that way, if they put it on another plant, I can kill it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. We can go Mospit Skeleton. I don't think it matters now, though. I don't think it matters now. Yeah. Alright. We can call it. That's fine. Alright. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We will see you for the next one.